Cinema 5D at NAB 2017 is brought to you by B&H, the professional source for all your video needs. G Technology, storage solutions for any stage of your workflow. Manfrotto, imagine more. Kessler Crane, innovative tools for filmmakers. And Olympus OMD, revolutionary in every way.
Hey guys, Graham from Cinema 5D here. We are at NAB 2017 on the show floor in the Central Hall, and I am in the Leica booth with Seth. And it seems like you guys have been doing some interesting stuff with macro photography.
Yeah, so we have been trying to develop not just sets of cine lenses, but also some creative effect tools. Something to give people a different look. You know, you can't always make a brand new set of lenses every time someone wants to do something a little funky. So we thought, what can we do to give people more options? And one of those things is macro diopters.
Now I remember you've had the +1 macro diopter before, but what is new for NAB this year?
So as soon as we came out with the +1, we got demands for other powers. So stronger and weaker. So we have a +2 and a +0.5, which +2 has a greater macro effect. The 0.5 backs that off a little bit more.
And specifically, what does this adapter fit on of your lens lineup?
So it fits on all of our lenses. All of our lenses are 95mm front diameter, and this diopter is meant to clamp directly onto the front of a 95mm lens. So from us, it's everything. But there are other companies like the Zeiss Ultra Primes, the Zeiss Master Anamorphics, Ultra 16 lenses, the compact zooms. A lot of these lenses have 95mm fronts, and they can be used on them as well.
Now, what sort of applications do you see a macro adapter like this being used in?
So there's really two primary applications. One that people are very familiar with for the most part, and one that they are not. Macro tabletop work, product photography, and cinematography are the main ones. And that's where you want to get really close to something. You want to make something small seem very big to show all the fancy details in that watch or that, that leather belt or, that perfume bottle, what have you, hamburger. That's something people are aware of. And because these are stackable, you can use any lens. You don't have to be tied to a single macro focal length. Because most lenses, you get a macro lens, it's a 100 or a 120, and that's what you got. With the adapters, you can use any focal length and make it macro, so you can really be very creative with how you frame things to achieve this effect. The second one is one that people are not as familiar with, which is using them for wide angle shots. Now, if you have a low power diopter, you can bring your infinity of focus back in closer to you. So what's behind the subject goes even further out of field. So if you stop down your lens, say you have a lighting situation where you need to be stopped down to a 4 or 5/6, you can put on a low power diopter and throw your background out of focus. So if you're in a small area or you just want that shallow look, it's achievable.
Yeah, which of course is very hard to get on wide angle lenses, is getting that shallow bokeh behind the subject.
Right. A 50 at a 1.4 and a 25 at a 1.4 have a very different depth of field. But you can achieve that depth of field from the 50 on a 25 with the Macrolux diopters.
And what is the price point for your Macrolux diopters?
So each one of them is $1,900.
It's affordable for Leica, right?
Yeah. It's one of the least expensive things we make, and it's also got the least amount of glass in it. So there's a doublet in each diopter.
Now, as a shooter myself, I get concerned sometimes when I put too many pieces of glass between the sensor and my subject that sometimes I lose some of that sharpness. And there's none of that here?
No. What you'll see is we like to stack them up to prove this exact point. So we'll put 3 or 4 of them stacked together, which is something you would maybe not do in real life, but it does accentuate any flaws that you're going to see. And what you tend to see is no notable chromatic aberrations, no notable light loss, and a clean, crisp image, because we use all the same coatings that we use on our cine lenses on the diopters.
Very cool, Seth. Now, when are these shipping? Are they available now?
Shipping now. Yeah, all 3 are available as of NAB now.
Very cool. Well, thank you so much. All right, guys, that's it from us at the Leica booth at NAB 2017. Stay tuned to cinema5d.com for coverage from NAB. Thanks for watching.